So, what does a journey into consciousness actually look like? It's one of those questions that can feel super abstract, maybe even a little overwhelming. Well, in this explainer, we're going to try and map it all out.
Yeah, we're going to take these big, kind of floaty spiritual concepts and turn them into a clear step-by-step guide. And here's the most important thing to keep in mind. This isn't about just, believing in something. It's about actually taking on a direct, personal journey for yourself.
Okay, so here's how we're going to break it down. Our journey has 6 main parts. We'll kick things off with the practical tools you'll need to even get started. Then, we'll get into a pretty major shift in identity, how to sidestep a really common spiritual trap, and finally, we'll talk about the real destination and, get this, how getting there can actually have this huge, surprising impact on the whole world.
All right, first up, the path to enlightenment. So, what does this path really ask of us? What does it take? The material we're drawing from here is pretty clear. It's not some kind of chore. It's framed as this deep, profound quest, a journey for anyone who's seriously ready to step beyond the limits of their day-to-day self.
And this is a super important point. This journey, it's not just for some special, chosen few. No way. It's laid out as a practical, hands-on path that's literally open to anyone from any background, as long as you're willing to really, truly commit to the work.
Okay, so that commitment is step 1. But then what? What are the actual practical things you need to do? What's in the toolkit for this journey?
Well, the source material we're looking at actually lists 9 core disciplines. And I know 9 sounds like, a lot to juggle. So a really helpful way to think about them is to group them into 3 main pillars of practice. It makes it way easier to grasp.
So here are the 3 big ones. First up is focus. This is all about training your mind to have a single, unwavering point of concentration. Simple, but not easy. Then you've got surrender, and honestly, this is the really tricky one. It means willingly letting go of that secret little payoff we get from things like anger or playing the victim. And last but not least, watchfulness. This is about just keeping a constant, non-judgmental awareness of what's going on inside your own head.
And look, we need to be really clear about something. This path, it's not always sunshine and rainbows. It takes real courage to face some serious discomfort. The source actually has a term for it, transitory anguish. Those really tough moments of self-realization where you have to look your own limitations square in the face and push through.
Now, as you really start to work with these practices, something fundamental begins to change. It stops being just about what you do, and it starts being about who you think you are. We're talking about a total shift in your sense of identity.
So you go from being a participant, right? You're lost in the drama, caught up in all your thoughts and feelings, to becoming the observer. You're just watching them come and go from this more detached place. You basically stop identifying with all the stuff happening in your mind and start identifying with the awareness that's watching it all.
And this is where it gets really kind of mind-bending. You start to realize that this witnessing thing, it's not something that your personal you is doing. It's more like an automatic feature of consciousness itself. It's just happening all on its own.
Okay, so as you go deeper and deeper, you can hit some incredibly powerful states of consciousness. But, and this is a big but, the path has its traps. And one of the biggest is a state that feels so much like the finish line, but it's not. It's actually a kind of spiritual dead end.
This trap is called the void, and it's described as this state of just profound peace. We're talking beyond time, beyond form, even beyond what we'd call bliss. You get there by letting go of absolutely everything. But here's why it's a trap. While it's an amazing milestone, it is so peaceful, so perfect that it's incredibly easy to think, this is it, I've arrived.
So what's the difference then between the void and the real deal? It boils down to this. The void, for all its peacefulness, is ultimately a state of, nothingness. It's empty. And it's empty because it's missing the one key ingredient that defines true enlightenment, the presence of what the Source calls infinite divine love.
Right, so if the goal isn't emptiness, what is it? It's the complete opposite, actually. It's the full presence of something incredibly profound. And that something is defined by a type of love that is, it's radically different from the love we're used to. Just think about it for a second. Our usual personal love is often transactional, right? It's about getting something back, affection, security, feeling validated. Divine love, on the other hand, isn't about getting anything. It's just a way of being. It's this deep, selfless connection to everything and everyone with zero personal gain attached.
So there you have it. The ultimate goal isn't some empty void. It's a state of complete allness, of total oneness, a state where you experience the very essence of everything that exists, just radiating out with what the Source describes as a stunning radiance.
Okay, so you do all this intense, personal, inner work, and you might be thinking, why does this matter to anyone else? What's the point for the rest of the world?
And the answer our Source gives is, well, it's pretty counterintuitive. It basically argues that your most powerful contribution to the world isn't what you do out there, it's who you become in here. By changing your own state of being, you automatically start changing the world around you.
And here's the beautiful metaphor for it. By raising your own level of consciousness, you're not just lifting your own little boat, you're raising the level of the entire sea. And when you do that, you effortlessly lift all the other ships, the collective consciousness of all of humanity, right along with you. So there you go. We've laid out a map for this incredibly profound inner journey. And yeah, it's a big path for sure. But it doesn't start with some giant leap. It starts with one small decision. As you think about all this, the real question to ask yourself is the one right there on your screen. What's the one thing, the one block, you could even start to let go of today?